Tony Khan was on his obligatory conference call before the pay-per-view with the wrestling media, as he does before every pay-per-view, taking questions from all the wrestling journalists. He answered a wide variety of very interesting questions. One controversially about Thunder Rosa. He was asked, why you give CM Punk 8 minutes of TV time when he had to drop the title, but not Thunder Rosa. She gets like 30 seconds. Tony Khan is just flat out like, I don't want to put Thunder Rosa on TV for 8 minutes in a promo. It's going to kill our ratings, He didn't say it exactly like that, but pretty damn close to it. He's like, CM Punk for 8 minutes with a microphone in his hand is pure gold for ratings. Thunder Rosa with 8 minutes and a microphone, not so much. So Tony was very, what would be the word for it in this interview? He was kind of prickly, I guess would be the word for it. He seemed a little prickly and defensive at times. And none more in this particular question when he was asked, now that we've seen the Forbidden Door and AEW's working with all of these other companies, and that Tony Khan had said in the past that he's open to working with WWE in some sort of Forbidden Door fashion if they were ever willing to do that. He'd be open to it and to working with them. So he was asked about that, and in this particular clip, Tony Khan kind of backpedaled on that, changed his tune a little bit. Check out this clip.
With some of the recent corporate changes over on the other channel other night with WWE, do you possibly think it's more likely, less likely, or the same for a Forbidden Door situation with them down the line, now that it seems like their executive hierarchy is a lot different than it's been, well, since forever? Do you possibly envision maybe working with them with the changes over there, the way you work with Impact, New Japan, AAA, and others now?
I was pretty optimistic when they first made the change, but I'm less optimistic now, given how they've treated me. Thank you.
Justin, we appreciate.
So it wasn't just in like what Tony Khan said. It was how he said it and then how he just quickly kind of moved on from it, Tony Khan is famously long-winded. He will tell you a half-hour story from one little question. Tony, how's your day? Oh, it's great. We got this going on and that going on, and AEW, and Chris Jericho looks so great, and he's having the best run of his career, and Bryan Danielson's one of the best wrestlers in the world, and we're just doing, you know what I mean? Like he's got to put over half his roster, and just he's never short of words, but he was in this clip. When he said how they recently treated him, and that's all I got to say about that. Thank you. And just silence, awkward silence for a while. And I was like, okay, next question, I guess. I think this is in regards to the contract tampering, the WWE reaching out to multiple talents. And Tony Khan confirmed this, all but confirmed this in the conference call. He basically said, he was asked about the backstage meeting in this interview as well, or in this conference call. And, he said, the dirt sheets got a lot of it, like, spot on, like they were a fly on the wall, and then other stuff was completely made up or nonsense, and, like, where did that come from, But he did say that one of those things was the, he didn't address it specifically, but he's kind of like, you guys know what I'm talking about. And he's like, if I am asked more in detail, I'll talk about it. But just kind of hinting, referring to the whole contract tampering thing, the whole WWE reaching out to AEW talent to see, hey, you want to come on back now that Papa H is here? And I don't know what they were thinking when they did that. I don't know if they just think of AEW as such a small pissant company that it didn't even occur to them that this is like illegal contract tampering and they could be sued for this. If they just don't care, if they just want to put that out there that they're interested in some of these guys so that You know, because what that's going to do is that's going to stir up talk in the locker room at the very least. You know, it's going to get people like a Malachi Black that now wants to leave. Maybe he was one of those people that was reached out to too. And in fact, so as the rumors have it, Chris Jericho surprisingly was one of those people. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know why WWE would reach out to bring Jericho back of all people. And supposedly he's the one who told Tony Khan about this, you know, going back to Chris Jericho being a team AEW all the way. You know, he was the one that reported back to Tony Khan, hey, they're contract tampering, bro. But, you know, this could have made its way to Malachi Black just as well. And this could play into, look, Malachi Black being depressed. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is. Maybe he is going through life issues, you know. Who knows what the fuck's going on in that guy's head or in his life, or, you know, it could be any number of things. But we all goddamn know that if he gets his release from from AEW, he's going to WWE. Because he left because of Triple H, or because of Vince McMahon. Now that Triple H is in charge, that was his boy. That was his daddy. You know, he was the guy that put him on. So we're going to see a lot of that. And this is going to be an interesting couple of years here, especially as some of these contracts come up. We're going to see more people jump ship over to WWE. It's inevitable. And Triple H doing this is going to, A, let these talent know that they have an opportunity to go to WWE, that they're wanted there. And B, it's going to get them either, if not just thinking about it and toying around with the idea, once that seed, it's all it is planting that seed. You know, if it was, you know, like I said, it's to let them know that, hey, we got a spot for you here if you want to come back. And B, just that little seed planted, just the, hey, think about it a little bit, you know. Maybe next time you have a disagreement with Tony Khan, maybe you think about WWE in that argument instead of just being mad about it, you know. And now you're going to start to toy around with the idea that you have options. And maybe, you know, the boys talk, you know, tell a phone, tell a friend, tell a telegram, tell a wrestler, whatever the fuck it is, right? That whole thing. Wrestlers chat in the locker room and they're going to be like, hey, bro, what do you think about Triple H in charge now? Yeah, Triple H reached out to me. He said, you know what I mean? Like, that kind of shit's going to happen. It's going to happen. We're going to see more people jump ship. But, you know, I've said it before. I'll say it again here, that there's going to be more people that leave WWE to go to AEW too. You know, Triple H is not the be-all, end-all. I'm sure he's much better than Vince. God, he's great, you know, compared to Vince. But there's a bit of that smug prick left in him that likes to bury people. And if you rub him the wrong way, or you get in those disagreements with him, he's not going to be easy on you about it. He's not going to be cool to work with. He's going to be a prick. He's going to hold it against you. He's going to retaliate in some way. He's going to find a way to bury you, let you know, make you lose a match or two or something, or job you out, leave you off the card. Whatever the case may be, you know, these issues are going to pop up too. Triple H is not all flowers, fucking smelly roses. You know what I mean? But he's the new shiny toy right now. And, you know, wrestlers are fickle. They're a fickle folk. And, you know, if there's a way to make a little bit more money or feel like you have a better opportunity for your career, which, hey, more power to them. I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying, like, wrestlers are gonna wrestler, you know what I mean? So all of this is super interesting, but Tony Khan was really salty about that. Like, the way that they treated me recently, I think that has to do with that contract tampering. But I'd like to know if there's more to it than that. What else did they do? It's a little disappointing that there's not a friendly relationship there, especially because Tony let a lot of these, he let Jericho go do the Stone Cold thing and, you know, the Broken Skull sessions, which was just smart. It was a good idea. It got AEW talked about pretty significantly on the WWE network. So that was a smart choice by Tony Khan. But to let, like, Bryan Danielson and Jericho and some of these other people go and do they did like some sort of video or something where they all kind of gave their 2 cents on, I don't even remember what it was for anymore or who it was for. I don't know if it was for a biopic or biography of some kind or some fucking gimmick on the network. Whatever it was, there was a handful of AEW talent that went and did some, punditry, some talking headisms on some sort of WWE video project. So Tony Khan has been fairly open with letting people, he's been friendly with WWE, and it's a little frustrating that they're not friendly back, especially with Triple H in charge. I would have thought that Triple H would maybe be kind of see it as an opportunity to have a friendly working relationship with AEW, not necessarily to the point of a forbidden door, but to the point of, hey, can we borrow this guy for the Hall of Fame or for a documentary, and we'll throw you some cash, or and in return maybe we'll do this for you. Remember, Christian famously went to TNA for a one-off in exchange for Ric Flair for the Hall of Fame. Maybe shit like that, we could just get these random one-offs, or just, some sort of, just a friendly relationship, I think would have been healthy. But now it sounds like there's some bad blood there. I think Triple H, and I think Jericho nailed it on the head. If you listen to my earlier clip, I don't know if you're listening to the full show or if you're just kind of watching clips, but I did a clip on Jericho responding to Triple H's comments about the Wednesday Night Wars. And it goes back to Triple H most likely getting a good spanking by Vince McMahon for losing the Wednesday Night War. Not only losing the Wednesday Night War, but losing all of his favorite talent to AEW. Losing Malachi Black, losing Keith Lee, losing Adam Cole Bay, and the whole rest of the fucking Undisputed Era. Everybody, Swerve. All of these great talents from NXT just jumped right over to AEW. And I think, losing in the ratings, Vince McMahon spanked Triple H, took his birthday away, all of that stuff. Triple H probably is salty about AEW. And the egotistical guy that likes to bury people backstage comes out in him when he talks about AEW like that little pissant company, or, oh, they beat our developmental talent, good for them. You know what I mean? Like, those kind of comments from Triple H, there's no respect there for AEW. And you gotta respect AEW, right? Right? Oh yeah, thanks for checking out the video. Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like it if you liked it. Yeah. You can check out full episodes each and every Sunday right here on the channel. Ooh yeah. Dig it!